Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading for this new moon in Aquarius that is happening today on the 21st of January 2023. So, because of that, I am using my big combined deck of tarot cards and astrological oracle cards. So the cards that you'll see are from this deck, but I have to say already, the cards that are here, at least for this first part, are only from tarot. And there are very big energies. If you've seen the thumbnail already, then you'll know that there are very, I want to say, impacting and very powerful major arcana. And I feel like the message is quite simple, but the energies are very high, right? So it's almost like the message here actually is listen to the guidance, which is like, it may sound redundant, right? But the guidance is listen to the guidance. It's like now the collective is ready to receive perhaps higher wisdom, higher messages. It's like communicate maybe in a more direct way, but also in a way that is more not spread, but more connected, right? It's like the spread word came to my mind because the card that is in the center, actually, let me start with it. It's the Seven of Wands. And this is, it's not talking about any type of traditional meaning of this card. It's actually talking about the power of community, the power of the collective, the power of people that get together and everyone holding a potential. Because to me, this is like a seed, right? A seed that is about to grow and to spark out of the earth, out of the ground, and into the open, right? It's like to be seen and to grow as a very beautiful but also very strong plant, right? So there's something about the power of the collective, well, that has everything to do with the Aquarian energy, right? Aquarius is the sign that is connected to humanity as a whole, to the collective, to how, connected we are stronger, how when we get together and find, people that are very different than us, but also very similar in its essence, right? It's like there's something about the openness to people that are different. It's like finding your group, finding your tribe, finding your soul family in a sense. That on the outside things are very different, but actually inside the potential is the same, and the potential for the community to grow or to become stronger and stronger to receive. And it's not stronger on the outside, right? It's stronger on this core level, in this essential part of each individual that is here in this group, right? So it's talking about this inner strength, this inner power, the inner ability to, well, it's like to be together. It's like being together strengthens each individual's core truth, core values, core beingness, right? So, but okay, so I'm starting from the center, but let's begin from the start. The message that I was picking up on the guidance here being listen to the guidance is because here we're starting with the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords was talking about being ready, right? Be ready. It's like you have gathered everything that you needed in this intellectual level, in this mental level, because it's the Knight of Swords. But now it's time to march forward, which is very interesting because what I heard actually was it's almost like this army, right, of people that are becoming more and more aware, that are more conscious of the power of their minds, the power of their thoughts. And so this is addressing each individual in the collective that has been, waking up in a sense. But that is part of a bigger collective, right? It's coming through as like this army, but army of people that are conscious, right? And it's like, because what I heard, okay, so what I heard with the Knight of Swords was on March, right? And on March, almost like this general, which feels like this higher voice, or this voice from the universe, or this, you know, however you want to see, like this superior's voice in a sense, right? It's a metaphor, right? It's not an actual army, it's not an actual whatever you want to see it, right? It's just the metaphor for the collective becoming ready, and it's like becoming aligned with the same type of awareness, the same time of open mind, right? So on March, meaning, are you ready to march, right? It's like this call in a sense that is coming up in a very powerful way, in a very clear way, that is asking everyone that is part of this collective to be prepared, to be ready. It's like, are you ready to march? And so when I was, hearing all of that, on March, on March, on March, I was reminded that actually, yes, in March, in the month of March this year, 2023, is when Pluto is going to enter the sign of Aquarius. So it's going to activate the same degree that today, with this new moon where sun and moon are holding hands in the 0 degrees of Aquarius, Pluto is also going to enter this new territory. And so I feel like this on March, it's almost like maybe from now, right? This Aquarius season on to March, this is the moment that we have to prepare for what Pluto, in a sense, being this planet that talks about, big transformations, profound restructurings, profound transmutations, enters this sign that is the sign of this new age, right? This new connected humanity, right? It's like Pluto entering the scene is going to change many things. I don't want to say drastically, but just giving a taste, right, of what is going to do with its long passage of, 20 years through the sign of Aquarius. So there's something about, this preparation for us to march, perhaps, when the month of March comes along. Because this card also coming after this Knight of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, the way that I was seeing this was as, because, the 10s to me are all about the shared path, but being the physical suit, right? The Pentacles, which is talking about the material aspect, this was showing up as a bridge, right? A concrete bridge, again, as a metaphor, but it's like in this 3D realm where we are, as the individuals, the conscious individuals in this collective, are ready to march forward. Because again, now going to the card that I already showed you, the 7 of Wands, right? Which is the power of the collective. So I feel like there is this crossing of the bridge that needs to happen, in a sense, for everyone together in the same place or in the same mindset after this crossing, right? So I feel like perhaps this is talking about this period between now, right, the 21st of January until March, where more and more and more people are going to receive this calling, are going to listen to this guidance, are actually going to hear it, right, very clearly, and making this move, making this this crossing of the bridge in a very, I want to say, in a very real way. So however this is for you, it feels very concrete. So I don't know if this is actually going somewhere, or because here the power of the collective connecting could be just online, right? But making the move, it's like taking the steps or following the steps, right, of something that is very real, exists here in this material world. And I feel like because it is the 10 of Pentacles, it is something that is very gregarious. It is very, it adds to the individual journey, right? So if you are resonating with this and you feel like you have been doing this individual, personal, maybe very private work on yourself, maybe here what is coming through is now you can explore that in a more collective way that is going to feel very nurturing, that is going to feel very welcoming, because again, it's like all of these seeds, you know, gathering together in a very abundant soil, in a very abundant fertile land that you can grow together. And so these are the minor arcana here of this extended. After that, there is only major arcana. And I feel like this is a very, very beautiful and, you know, very potent and impacting turning point in this reading, because I feel like until there are two stages in a sense, right? The moment where you hear this calling, you know, to march forward, and perhaps, you know, from March on, right? From the month of March on, then you're going to feel like you are finding more and more people that are in the same alignment with you. And I want to emphasize this openness to people that are different, right? It's like having different backgrounds, different thoughts, different lives, different perspectives, but coming together as a whole, as a coherent group, right? As a coherent collective. This is what is going to enable each individual, but through the power of the collective, to receive further higher guidance. The star card, well, this is the card of Aquarius, right? So I feel like the star only speaks, or it needs the collective to be together, to be connected, to be in a way so aware of one another, right? That the message is going to arrive not just to one, right? So that's the thing also. If here you have been doing this work, right? This self-awareness journey, this self-studying, this dark night of the soul type of, you know, journey. It's like you have been awakening, but perhaps, as I said, this was very private, and so maybe you felt alone at times, right? And so I feel like the emphasis here is that you don't need to feel alone. It's like there is a way that you can cross a bridge and to find a beautiful community where you will feel like you belong to it, even though there are external differences, right? The apparent differences on the outside, they really they're nothing compared to the similarities and the profound identification and the connection, right? The sense of belonging that is in the core of each individual in this group, right? And I feel like this is the alignment that is necessary for the stars to speak. So here the star is just talking about like, okay, so now I can show up. Now I can start speaking. Now the cosmos can start sending more messages or connecting maybe in a more profound way, right? Because as I said, it was like this necessary training of the mind. So, you know, going back to that image of the army, it's almost like, you know, between now and maybe March, there is going to be this emphasis in this mental preparation for, or maybe spiritual, right? Sometimes I see the sword suit as spiritual. So it could be, you know, opening your mind to connect to this more universal mind, right? To the stars. And it's beautiful because I feel like there's something that here was felt but not seen or not heard very accurately, very clearly. The moon card coming next, it's talking more and more and more about the cosmos. It's almost like expanding the cosmos, right? So, which is very interesting because, again, today I'm launching my Patreon page where I am going to share with you my knowledge in astrology. And, you know, in the video that you might have seen, the stars and the moon have been, you know, a great part of my own awakening journey. And so I feel like there's something here that the moon and the stars, and, you know, maybe through astrology, you know, Aquarius is a sign that is connected to astrology and to this language of the cosmos. And so I feel like there is a lot that is coming through the stars and the ethers and the planets and the luminaries and the moon, right? The moon cycles, right? All of that is going to become more clear and more sound, right? It's like the sound is going to become a lot more understandable, or we individually, as part of this collective, because we have the power of this community, we are going to be able to pick up on different signals, or, you know, higher guidance from the moon and the stars. So this is how the cosmos is opening up for us, the collective, when we get together, right? And I feel like here, as I said, there might have been, you know, things that you felt intuitively, things, you know, messages that you were receiving just fragments of, you know, with the Magician card coming next. Sometimes I see this, you know, these sparks here as, you know, just pieces or hints, just things, little things about what is underneath the hat of the Magician. So the magic of the cosmos, or the magic of the stars, it's actually, most of it has been hidden from us, right? Maybe because we weren't as open or as mindful or as aware as we are now, or even as connected as we seem to be right now, right? Because it's like the type of higher message or higher wisdom that they want to bring needs to, it's like the impact on us individually would be so great that maybe it could be, you know, too much, it could be overwhelming and confusing. So it needs to be done in group, it needs to be done collectively, so we can exchange notes, so that we can, you know, it's like fertilizing the other's mind, right? It's like helping with this process of growing in terms of how can we best absorb all of this information, how we can best understand what the cosmos is telling us, right? So it's almost like a study group. It's like this group, this community, this place where you can hang out with others and discuss what is being received, what is being sent, right? So the stars are starting to speak. It's like now there is room. Now the minds are connected. Now the collective is coming together in a more potent way that is allowing for the stars to speak. When the moon was sending subtle messages, maybe, you know, in our dreams, maybe, you know, through, there's something also that I'm just now looking at my window, and there are a few clouds, and, you know, sometimes I stare at the clouds during the day and even during the night, and they also speak in a very metaphorical or even metaphysical way. And so maybe this is how this moon was communicating in a subtle manner, right? But because now what was being covered, what was being kept, you know, behind the veil is starting to become very knowledgeable. It's starting to become seen. It's like the secrets of the universe are now, we don't have to see only the few glimpses, right? We're now able to see the entire magic show, right? We can see this beautiful spectacle that the cosmos is preparing for us. And I feel like that can be very shocking in a way, because we're ending here this collective reading for the YouTube portion with the Tower. So traditionally, the Tower could be seen as this, you know, crumbling moment where, you know, old, very traditional structures are falling apart. But actually, what I was seeing here was, in this community, this is almost like the headquarters, right? The headquarters for the community. It's like once you enter this sacred territory, and now it's just I don't know if he wants to, if okay, so I'm going to mention anyways, because the way that the card fell, it's almost like it was like questioning, should I say this or not? So, because it was bringing me this image of an old ruin, right? Of an old church or a place that is very sacred, a sacred site, perhaps, you know, a circle of stones, or, you know, it could be just, you know, a beautiful waterfall, for instance, or a river, or a beach, or a mountain, or, you know, a sacred site, right? An ancient sacred site. And that is going to be the reliable structure that, you know, it is with its open door, right? For this collective to enter the scene. So it's almost like it's not just about getting together, but it's about getting together in a specific site that is going to be enabling the stars to speak, right? And so I feel like there's a lot that is yet to be seen, because it's almost like we haven't entered this tower yet. And maybe it's coming in March, right? I don't know, really, to be honest. I feel like there's a lot that, you know, Pluto entering Aquarius, that it's going to be incredibly new. It's going to be incredibly maybe shocking to some, right? But for this collective, and if you are resonating with, you know, this preparation, and you are, it's like there is this sensing that the energy is elevating. So because the energy needs to be very high, so this higher wisdom can be delivered, can be translated, can be transmuted, even, is what I just heard, right? So for the veil, which this magician is representing here, to be lifted, then it's just talking about this opening of this tower, right? The door of the tower is open to those who want to see more, who want to understand more about this language, to receive the guidance in a more clear way, and not just in a dreamy way, or in a scattered way, or in a very mysterious way, right? It's like there is a way that the stars are finding in gathering more and more people together, that is allowing for this to manifest, right? If we're talking about the power of manifestation of the magician, it's like, yes, for some, this moment will be, you know, a tumbling down of old structures. But I feel like for this collective, you know, for those who are open-minded and ready to ascend, in a sense, or receive higher guidance, then this is going to be even more firm than ever, right? It's going to be even more reliable than ever. It's going to be the sacred, safe space where these energies can communicate in a clear way. So the stars want to speak, right? And maybe this is preparation. Maybe this is preparation for all of us to prepare to March, right? And prepare for what's coming ahead in March, right? So finding your collective, finding this sacred site, this sacred place, and knowing that you are with people that, even if on the outside they seem very different, on the inside they are very similar to you, and they are holding a potential that is as fertile and as abundant and as refreshing, is what I just heard, as you, right? So yeah, I am going to pull more cards to see what this guidance is, or what wants to come about this gathering, about this higher wisdom, or about this tower, and what to expect from it. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you there. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. And just a gentle reminder, if you want to join me on my Patreon page, on my Patreon community that I'm launching today on the new moon, then you are very welcome, and I'll see you there as well. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Bye.